Yo, what's going on, guys? I know that video yesterday was a bit rushed and kind of just like not really directly talking to you guys in the comments because it was on stream and I just wanted to get a video out. But here I want to make a dedicated video. Today is the second day of Greatsword's release, and there have been rapid developments made in how you can play the weapon. So one of the biggest concepts I want to demonstrate in this video that I think a lot of you guys are going to be able to implement into your gameplay is the idea of dashing to cancel your stance. So, as you know, there's three stances. There's the neutral stance, the bridge stance after you do that, and then there's the closing stance. So if you dash at any point during the bridge or closer stance, you instantly reset to the neutral stance. So you can do cool stuff like, I'll try and get an example here. Not that. I missed a closer, but you can, so what I did there is, oops. Shout out Thunder Garden, man. One of the greatest maps of all time. So what I'm doing is D-light, end light, and then I'm dashing and side lighting and doing a whole new like 3-hit combo. Even though it's not a combo, it's a string. I don't know what the generalized term is for that. But yeah. So I'll try and do it again. So D-light, end light, side light, end light, D-light. And that's like how you can get super extended dodge punishes if you catch your opponent without a dodge, because all of that you can't jump out of. Also, as my suspicions were confirmed that this closing D-light out of end light is just absolutely ridiculous. So if you can, I think the best way for you guys to get kills when they don't have a dodge, look for a side light into end light D-light or a down light into end light D-light, because this sweeping attack, this like final slash, has so much force. It's absolutely bonkers. And then when you're not looking for a kill, instead of doing that D-light, you can, for example, you can do side light, end light, dash, side light. I messed up there because I chase dodge instead of dashing. And there I did end light instead. But there's just so many possibilities with a weapon like this, because there's just so many routes you can take. Something I've been doing a lot at early HP is end light, D-light, end light. It's just lots of easy stage control, and you set them in the air. And then obviously this weapon has insane juggling, with Nair and recovery being the best move in the entire game. So yeah, that's all for the concepts. Not much other than that. I haven't really found myself using anything like, or like doing any crazy stuff. Yesterday I had an idea of using like dash jump dare mid route. I don't know the word for it. Like mid 3-piece string to reset. But it seems that dashing is almost always just dash canceling is almost always just a better option, because they can't jump out of those. So yeah. Just some other like information about the weapon in case you guys didn't know is that, so you know that you got like end light into end light instantly goes into the closing end light, right? There's no end light starter, end light bridge, end light finisher. It's just end light starter, end light finisher. So like doing one move and then instantly its finisher has significantly reduced force as opposed to a 3-hit. So if I do side light, D-light, end light, this move has significantly more force. Even side light, end light has significantly more force than just end light, end light, end light. So that's something to take into account if your opponent has no dodge, because, for example, if you hit them with an end light, when they don't have a dodge, it's unwise for you to do just an end light instantly, when you could get, for example, an end light, D-light, end light, which would have much more force. That was good. But yeah, I'm curious how you guys are liking this weapon. Personally, I'm liking it a lot. I've played it a lot on stream recently, last few days. I think this weapon is super good for the game because there is a super low barrier to entry. You can effectively just mash your buttons and you're getting stuff out. Like you don't really need to learn a single combo because you can just mash. But at the same time, there's so much options for someone who is super experienced to make the most out of situations in places that other weapons like can't really. So I think it's super cool. Now, the signatures, those are less cool, but yeah, you deal with that. One thing I'm struggling to find a lot of use for is, oh, he died, is the ground pound. The ground pound is something that I think is probably more effectively used on stage than off stage, and that's something I've yet to really experiment with much. Because along with playing Greatsword, I'm trying to figure out other stuff with this patch that they changed, and yeah, it's I can't believe I got this guy 3 times in a row in experimental. But yeah, it's gonna be a long time until people really know what they're doing with this weapon, which I think it's so cool to finally have like such a huge unknown in the game again. Quick little taunty. Respect. Yeah, you can also cancel into SIGs, like, you don't even need to dash to do SIGs actually though. So like, you can just sideline SIG, which is a super good dodge and read, or a do nothing read. This move is so insane. You just feel dirty using it. Oh man. By the way, this skin setup is so sick in my opinion. This hat skin with this greatsword, the like handle thing for the greatsword fits so well with his pants, and it's like just perfect color combo. One thing that I'm struggling to learn how to manage is when you hit them off stage, you can't really do attacks for like light attacks for a while, which I'm assuming is unintended. Like you can't do light aerial attacks. You're like just kind of stuck there. You have to either ground pound or recovery, and maybe it's intended, but it just feels really clunky currently. So I'm trying to figure out ways to combat that. Another thing is this character, I think, was just released so perfectly because I think the main weakness of Greatsword is it's kind of hard to kill with it, and Sword definitely does not have a hard time killing. So it's just a great pairing of 2 weapons, and it makes it also really easy for someone to just pick up Greatsword and not really have to worry about killing. Because that's definitely going to be like one of the more complex things that someone's going to have to learn when playing Greatsword. Overall, it's just like so implemented so well, and the timing is so like perfect. Like, I've been struggling with playing this game prior to this, but this just reinvigorated me, and I'm having a ton of fun. Something also kind of unrelated is that I've been playing like serious games like against people when I'm really trying without any music at all, and it's helped me focus like a lot. My entire career basically playing Brawlhalla, I've played with music in tournaments, and it has been helping me focus a lot by just listening to the game audio. And I don't know why, but when I do return to playing tournaments, that is definitely something that I'm going to explore. That gun skin is something for sure. But yeah, like any 3-piece just it has so much extra force. Oh wow, that hit me. What the? I'm shocked. Ooh. Yeah, some other problems that I'm having with this weapon right now are the Sair feels really bad to use like grounded because it has 30 startup frames and 20 recovery frames, which is almost a second. A second is 60 frames. So you're getting like you're investing a second into it for one active frame, which means it's active for only one frame. I guess that's kind of self-explanatory, but yeah. I think that's a problem. It also feels like some routes were not really explored properly. For example, doing like, well, let me think of an example. I want to get the Greatsword in my hands. Maybe that'll help me. Okay, well, not this game. That thing is insane too, actually. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. This character is just so sick. So sick. I hope you guys are liking it as much as me. I feel like, I don't know, when I've been streaming there's been a lot of people saying that they don't really like Greatsword or they think it's too OP. But personally I think this is an amazing step forward. Really reinventing some mechanics, pushing the engine farther than it's been pushed. And yeah, that one, that big slam, the sidelight into D-light finishing route, it's hard for me to find use for. Because if you just walk backwards, then you escape it. But I guess it could be used as like a spot dodge read or something like that. But like that's the kind of thing. Like it's hard for me to like comment really on like the string portion of the weapon much because there's just so much left to explore and to learn about it. So like something that I haven't even really put much thought into is like just continuing your attacks as like dodge reads. So for example, like doing like a side light, end light, D light, and just like continuing with the end light, even if you miss the side light, just as a read. Because something cool is that if you whiff side light and do D light, then if you hit that D light, it'll true combo into the finisher D light, which that's the kind of thing that there's just like so much left to learn, and that's why it's so exciting. I'm not a big fan of this SIG personally, but I don't know. Those like backstep SIGs are generally hit or miss. Like I think Hattori's backstep SIG is really good, but like a backstep SIG like Ember's is just kind of bad. I don't know. I'll play like one or two more. I'm just loving this weapon. Like I used to never do like viewer lobbies on my Twitch, and now I've been playing like 3-hour viewer lobbies just to play it. It's very fun. This is kind of unrelated to the whole Greatsword thing, but one of the reasons why I felt like I needed to take a break from playing competitively was that you never really felt like secured with balance because it always felt like they were just rotating weapons in and out of the meta by like making some weapons overbearingly strong and some weapons overbearingly weak. For example, like Qatar's last patch were weak and Lance last patch was strong. But this last bounce patch was so reassuring. I think this was one of the best bounce patches they've ever had, if not the best bounce patch they've ever had, because they didn't overly nerf and they didn't overly buff anything. And that's the kind of thing that just it's so reassuring, because in the ecosystem where there's massive buffs and massive nerfs every patch, it's hard to feel secure playing any weapon, and it's also hard to feel like you should develop any weapon past the surface level, or like whatever you need to win, because the thought is always in the back of your head that they're just going to massively nerf the weapon that you win with, or like they're going to massively nerf the weapon that even if you don't win, that just is the best. But when there's no clear best, there's not really that fear, because they're just always striving to make the game balanced. And if this trend continues, I'm gonna be back playing tournaments so fast. Like, it's so reassuring that they're making changes like that. But yeah, I'm assuming Greatsword will not be legal for low tier. In fact, there's like no way in my head that this is gonna be legal for low tier, because it's next week. But perhaps in the Steel Series tournament after that, it'll be legal, and we'll see some people playing it. Twilight Grove, man. Twilight fucking Grove. It's been not long enough since I've seen this. This sword skin is so good too. So sick. They also had a new ranked rewards. They're kind of cool. I'm not a huge fan, but new ranked rewards are definitely always welcomed. That sig's so cool. It's cool, but it's so broken that it's not cool. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Come check out my stream. I may be live while you're watching this. Also, I just want to show you the stat, which I thought was kind of funny. If you go to Meet the Legends on the home screen, you can see your advanced stats. Like for example, with Diana, I have like 38% bow usage and 39% blasters. But on Jaehyun, I have 16% sword usage and 71% greatsword. So that's just a fun thing I wanted to toss out there. There's some other stats I have like that as well. Like on Mordax, I think I'm majorly Scythe, and like every Scythe character, I'm majorly Scythe. Like Fate, oh not Fate. What's a Scythe character? Like Nyx, I'm majorly Scythe, and like also canon characters, I'm like all canon. Not this one because I like gauntlets, but like not this one either. Where's Sidra? Here, I'm like all canon here, and Isaiah as well, wherever Isaiah is. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.